So I'm here with Becky Webb from Caleb Village. And Becky actually you're trying to get the word out about Caleb and what you guys have to offer. And why is that?
I think right now, most people don't really know what we do at Caleb or really what Caleb is at all. It's not long-term care. It's not any type of care home. It's more of just like a all-inclusive retirement community, basically.
Right.
We have fully contained suites. So each suite has a full kitchen, laundry, housekeeping, if you choose to utilize that. There's 3 meals per day provided for you in a dining room. We will drive you anywhere in Tisdale that you want to go. You don't even need to have a car. We do all of the lawn care, the building maintenance, everything. We have a lot of retired farmers from around the area. So, they've worked hard their whole lives. They just kind of want to retire and relax. So they come into Caleb and, it's quite a big transition for a lot of them. Once they get in, they really do find that it's where they want to be.
What is the average resident like at Caleb? Because I think, people kind of wonder, what is the community like at Caleb Village?
So we have all types of different people that are in there. But they all do really come together, and they have their own little community. We have the age ranges from about, I think our youngest is maybe 65, around there, and then our oldest just turned 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So she turned 100. So it's, they differ, their backgrounds differ, their interests differ, but the things we do in Caleb, a lot of them, the majority of them all come down. We do it together. There's so many activities they do.
It does seem like it would be a big community.
Yeah.
Like, because you have a lot going on there, right? It's not just like an apartment building.
No.
It is actually like an established community there.
Yep. Yeah, it really is. So like there's, we have our coffee bar. We call it our bistro. So that's kind of in the main area. That's like 24-hour access. There's always coffee and snacks and things like that down there. So about 3 like specific times a day, they have their own little coffee time. So they all come down. They're all
Coffee
away.
row.
Coffee. Yeah, exactly. They don't even have to leave their home.
Do you notice like the same different groups meeting all the time?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be great, because
Yeah.
it'd be like the old days when they could walk uptown and
Yes.
go to the coffee shop and meet with their friends.
Absolutely. And it's actually really funny too. Like as I've come in there, I've kind of gotten to know them a lot more, and there's lots of them that go back. Like they were showing me old pictures the other day, and from, I think it was like one of their grade 2 birthday party, and there was like 4 residents in the picture.
That are at the same table. That is amazing.
Yeah. And then like, there was couples there that, they told us they used to like be snowbirds together. They would all live in Arizona during the winters, and then they moved into Caleb together. I just had one come in, a new move-in. She came in for her tour last week. And as soon as she came in the door, it was coffee time, and she walked up, and there was a couple sitting there. She had no idea they lived there.
Yeah.
But they were her and her husband's old friends. They used to go to Vegas together all the time, and so it's really funny how it all comes full circle. Like there's so many that are
And like small town kind of thing too, because we were talking a little bit before we came on, and we were talking about how Tisdale is such a community-based place, but it's not just Tisdale. It's like Caleb serves all the Northeast surrounding area. Yeah. So you would have a lot of that, old camaraderie. It'd be like an old college dorm almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had any residents that meet and fall in love at Caleb?
So I don't know. I was thinking, like, not that I can for sure say, but I was actually just talking to one of the other staff the other day, and I was thinking, I wonder if there's some hidden in there that we don't know about. So I'm going to go with a high yes.
Probably yes. Yeah. So what are some of the other things besides the coffee shop and that kind of thing? Because you were telling me about a lot of really cool programs that the residents have that they can take part in for no extra cost.
Yeah. So all of our activities are included in the rental price. Right now, our biggest one is our art program. So we have art classes every Tuesday afternoon, which is actually from a guy. He's from Tisdale. His name is Ray Tatad. Ray.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Shout out to Ray. Yeah, he's incredible. He actually was he had applied for just kind of like a night shift position, and then the more I got to know him, I found out he was like an exceptional artist. It's unbelievable. So he jumped on the opportunity to teach them, and they love it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Look forward to it every week, and they're actually they asked me to pick up like sketch pads and pencil crayons for them to take home, so they're doing it on their downtime.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really good. We also do like exercise programs every morning. So 3 days a week, one of the admins, she actually leads it. So she sits with them. It's about a half hour long. And then the other days of the week, they follow a video. We do a lot of just silly, whatever we can kind of think up. So every Friday is kind of like our fun Friday. We bought race cars. We made a race car track so they can like race their cars around, and then we tied balloons to the back of the cars, and then they shot the balloons with Nerf guns, and it's just
I think
chaos.
I want to live at Caleb. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's so much fun, and like you just hear cackling down the hallways, on Fridays. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We did the reindeer hunt that was going around Facebook.
I did see that.
Yeah,
that's so cute.
Yeah, they really like that. Yeah, we just today actually they were doing, because it's Mother's Day coming up, so we have this tree that we decorate for the different holidays and things. So they made little Mother's Day flowers and they put that on there. Yeah, it's just whatever we can kind of think up.
That's fantastic, because one thing right now that it's on a lot of people's minds is the restrictions because of COVID, and people worry about our seniors and especially living in assisted living facilities, which would you classify, Caleb, as an assisted living facility?
It's a really hard thing to kind of categorize, because it falls into that gray area between, completely independent living in, your own home. And then the next thing up that really there has been is long-term care or assisted living. We're kind of in that in between. So you still have the option to be completely independent if you want. It's just having the option to have a little more, less work for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like an apartment building, but basically it is kind of like a college dorm.
Yeah.
Right? You have your own space that no one else, that's yours, that is your space. And then we have the common areas. So we have the library, the dance floor, the dining room, the activity side. We have like a pool table and shuffleboard, and that's all kind of
like
for
a game of Clue.
Yeah. I think I've already picked out who it was. Nelly, I'm coming for you.
Well, that's great. And where I was going with that is that sometimes people like worry about the mental health of our seniors and the people who are living in these areas, but they aren't completely solitary. They do have so much interaction. It's like a family, a community.
It is, and that's exactly it. Especially, I think it always has been a really like a family. The staff, the residents, but especially now when we can't see our families as much, we're really kind of stepping in to provide that as much as we can.
It actually it seems to me that it would be very beneficial, because I have grandmothers that still live alone, and a lot of people have parents or grandparents that still live alone, and you worry about them being alone all the time like that. But in this kind of situation, they, like you said, they have their own space, they have their own home where everything is all self-contained the way they want it, but then they have that opportunity to just go downstairs and join the rest of the community. It sounds, I've had quite a few people that have been, inquiring about things through COVID. And that was one thing they said, we don't want to put our family member into this place because we don't want them, we feel like we're putting them in there and then they're going to be isolated. Yeah. It's almost the opposite. I would think so.
Right now you can't, or what it's like single people, right now they have 50 other single people that they can follow the guidelines and still be around, right? So they are getting more social interaction right now in this place than they would be otherwise. We did have to at certain points, I think it was the very beginning of when COVID happened, we did have to have everyone stay in their rooms. They could leave the building, but we had to close the common areas just based on the guidelines from the government. We've decided that we will not be doing that anymore, because it just, even for that, I think it was 3 weeks, it was horrible for everyone. So we found ways to get around that, where we can still keep everyone safe, but make sure that they're not going to be completely by themselves.
So what is in place for these residents in regards to like mental health monitoring and just, is there anybody that goes around and checks on people and talking to them about how they're doing? Like, tell me about the staff at Caleb.
So all of the staff we have, they're all great. The residents get along so well with everyone, and especially right now, we notice the people that are struggling, and we do try to, every time we see them, check in on them, see how they're doing. If we know someone has been struggling, we'll go up and just go see how they're doing in their room. Generally, we do see every one of them every day. Some of them don't come down for meals. They choose to do that in their rooms. And those are the ones that we try to, we'll seek them out.
Monitor.
Yep. And we do have, like, of course, any healthcare professionals, like home care comes in and takes care of anyone that they need to. Families are allowed in right now for compassionate care reasons. So if there's things that they're seeing that their family members are struggling with, then we really help to facilitate those meetings.
That's great. So what are some of the other amenities that Caleb offers that is included in the price? Is there packages for different price levels, or how does that work? Because I think a lot of people probably wonder about if you just buy like a condo fee, or how does that work with Caleb?
So basically, we do have purchasing options available. So if you wanted to buy a condo, that's something we could do. Once you buy the condo, then you would have to add in those extra things. So what I generally encourage people to do is just to rent, especially if you're coming in, even if you're 55 and over. I don't know that you'd really want to start a new mortgage. So renting is a really good option. Our prices kind of range between $16.95 to about $33.95. So that's from like a studio apartment up to a 2-bedroom. So included in those rental prices would be all of your meals in a dining room. So you would come down to the dining room, we serve you. We have a full kitchen staff, full wait staff. Any activities, transit, we have transit staff on who, as long as it's within Tisdale limits, if you want to go uptown to the bank, whatever, we'll take you anywhere. All of the yard care, the snow removal, all utilities are included. Housekeeping.
Sounds like an all-inclusive vacation.
It is. It's an all-inclusive vacation in Saskatchewan. You can't leave anyways, so why not?
So what would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions? Because I know it's something that you're trying to do with community outreach and get the word out about Caleb, is kind of address those misconceptions and really provide a clear picture about what you offer at Caleb.
So I think the biggest misconception would be that we are a long-term care or an assisted care facility. Like I was saying before, there's not much to compare it to. It's usually either, people move out of their home when they retire and they go into a home. This is basically, it's just a condo apartment with, or a condo building with, some added activities.
Perks.
You don't have to go down to Tim Hortons to go for coffee. You just come downstairs. You don't have to go to the bar to play pool. You just come downstairs. That's the biggest one, I think. I think another one is just the cost. When you do hear something, a cost for a 2-bedroom is $33.95. It's, it seems like a lot. Yeah. But when you do break it down into, that means you don't have utilities, you don't have property taxes, you don't have a car payment if you don't want to drive, you don't have grocery bills, you don't have any maintenance repairs to your house. Like all of that, it's literally a lump sum per month.
And like you said, not only, say for the meals example, not only are you getting the meals, you're getting served. Everything's getting cleaned up. Everything's taken care of for you. So there is a lot to factor in there.
Yeah, it's worth it. And I know there has been a lot of people coming in and they're on the fence, because they've been providing for themselves their whole lives. They're them and their spouse, or if they're a single person. So they feel like if they're moving in and giving that up, then that means that they're old. Yeah. And then that they can't
They have to be taken care of.
Yeah. But they come in and they love it because
I was going to say, have you noticed that residents who move in that may have had a little bit of trepidation at the beginning end up loving it and being so happy that they did it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have like a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you can move in and on the 29th day of the month, you're like, no, this is This is not right. We will give you all of your money
Really?
in deposit. Yeah. We've never had anyone do that. They move in and they stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had people move in. We've had them in like on a respite kind of a basis, because that's something we also do. And we've had people just end up staying.
Oh, yeah.
Because they get used to it. They get used to just being able to relax and actually retire like retiring is supposed to be.
Yeah. And one of the probably biggest things I would imagine would be the relationships that they build in there, and the part of the community, because it's something seniors kind of find that when they get older, especially after retirement, they feel like maybe they aren't involved as much in the community anymore, and they create their own community for themselves.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really, really do. And the staff too, it's it really is like when I go to work, I feel like I have like 50 grandparents, like it's great.
I bet. Yeah.
And they love it too. And like, they think of us as their families too. So it really just is, it's their home. Mm-hmm. It really is a home-like atmosphere for everyone who's there.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So we'll wrap it up, but one of the initiatives that you're doing is you have a goal to fill Caleb Village.
We do.
By the end of 2021.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So we've just started our campaign, our Fill the Building campaign. Basically, what we're trying to do is just get the word out about Caleb. I think it's been around for 9 years, but it's still just kind of in the shadows, So we've got lots of information packages. If people would like that, we can send that out, mail it out. If you want to come for a tour, come in. Just tell people about it, talk about it to people. It's not just for a last resort kind of a thing. If someone needs that help, it's just a really, really good place to live. People can come in there when they're 45 if they want, and that'll be their home for the next 50 years.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, let's get behind Caleb, get the word out. It's something that you had said earlier, which I thought was so cute, was she mentioned a lot of people around here are related to a lot of other people. If you don't know somebody who's living in Caleb, you probably know somebody who may need to live in Caleb soon. So their goal is to get the word out and really get the word out on how amazing the facility is. And
it really is.
It's not just a place to send someone.
No,
It's
not at all.
really is a beautiful community that you've established there, and something great for our seniors and anybody who wants to move in. So
Absolutely.
thank you for your time, Becky.
Thank you.
And it was nice to get to know you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe we'll take Andrea Lutz official on over to Caleb and interview some seniors one of these
Ooh,
days.
That would be amazing.
That's something that
that would be great.
I've wanted to do, and a lot of people have suggested, because talk about our seniors, they have so many amazing stories.
Oh, they do. And
They've lived such colorful, amazing lives, and they have
Yes.
so much wisdom to share. I would love to do something
that
like
would
that.
be great.
That would be great.
That would be.
So maybe we'll work on that.
Yeah. Part 2.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.